Hi, Kathleen here from Gracie's Petunias Quilts, demonstrating the Baptist fan ruler. So I've already did the seam all the way along the edges and the left and the right. I would recommend our starting point is, you can see here, there's a crosshatch that meets here at the smallest arc, and it goes all the way over to where our ending point is. And when I go from the first fan to the second fan, this ending point that's at this crosshair will meet back over here, and we'll continue on. The last arc that we had sewn along the outside here will meet this arc and should nest all the way across. The guidelines that are on here will allow us to stay straight and not angle off of the quilt, and it might not match up exactly to the seams that you have, but you can stay parallel to them and maintain a straight stitching area. If you don't have piecing on your quilt, if it's larger blocks, more of a modern quilt that has more quilt area, recommend using a erasable pen, chalk, piece of soap, something that would mark a line every so often, so that you can use your guidelines to stay on track. So with this outer line where we'll be stitching, I'm going to use this and line it up parallel to the outside of my quilt, and I've moved down enough that when I finish stitching and bring the other fan into place where this will match, I won't have a big space here that's left unquilted. So I don't bring this all the way down, to where I'll have blank area. I try to just position it in a way, that doesn't leave a lot of open space between. So I will, the thread's already, been brought up and is ready to start sewing. So I'll sew through the maze and end up here, and I'll do needle down and stop, and then rotate the fan until I'm back at the beginning space here. So I'll go ahead and position over here just so you can watch as I go. And hopefully my lack of a video crew doesn't mess up. All right. I definitely recommend having a lot of area like you would normally have for your clamps to the left and to the right, so that your ruler's not hanging off of the quilt. Your hand placement should be gentle. You don't want to push down, and that it prevents the machine from moving underneath the quilt. Also, when you get to an end of a seam here, I like to just rotate the ruler until it reaches the end, sew up to this point, and then rotate it back until the foot lines up within the area that I had left previously sewn. So we'll continue there. I want to continue to move my hand along and supporting those little feet or fingers, as the patent lawyer had called them. This ruler is patent pending, I'm excited to say. And then it's been exciting time for me. Again, lining up the position where it's followed through the path. And I'm not pressing down. For those of you who have a domestic machine and would be using this, you don't want it to slide around quite so much as you're quilting. So you would attach these little no slide grips that go onto the back side. Just stick a couple down and it should hold it into place. So now I'm on the second fan. I've got my needle down at the crosshair. I can see in the window the largest arc that I finished, and I'll just continue from there. Oh, also I'm making sure that these lines are exactly parallel to my piecing that I've been doing, or that's on the quilt, I mean. And where my stopping point is, it lines right up. Again, my line is parallel with the seam that goes this way and the seams that go this way. This is a perfect quilt to do it on, because not only does Leanna do perfect piecing, but it's also nice straight lines to use, you know, to follow the guide. I'll stop there, make sure my video is still running, but also proceed all the way down to the end and then show how they nest coming back. Some people might feel more comfortable right-handed or left-handed coming back from the right side, or you can end your thread and start back at the beginning and work your way, you know, from the left to the right. It's just a matter of preference. I did find when I traveled back from the right to the left that I just found it easier to visualize as I was coming back across, and maybe being right-handed, it made it easier for me to guide the machine. I don't know. But I am using a Nulting Fun Quilter, and it's 17-inch quilt space. So I will see you in the next video.